Okay, talk to me about one big key. What have you been really stressing with the kids going into this ball game on Friday night?
Tackling and coverage on the defensive side, and then offensively, again, don't turn. We had one turnover the other night, but taking care of the football and just making sure we're consistent in what we're doing offensively. Like it felt like we got in a pretty good rhythm last week with 580 yards of offense, something like that last week, and continuing that rhythm, continuing to gain that confidence, and then on the defensive side of the ball, trying to instill some of that confidence and make sure we're confident on that side of the ball also.
Eric Thomas, head football coach of the Jefferson City Jays. We'll be back with more after this timeout.
Welcome back to Atkins Stadium. Coin toss underway. The captains for both teams tonight for Lutheran St. Charles. Number 2, Connor Harrison. Number 12, Daniel Pavia. Number 50, Ryan Mayer. And number 66, Ryan Feldhake. And for Jefferson City, senior number 0, Victor Azuara. Senior number 2, Zach Barnes. Senior number 11, Alex Wilson. And junior number 71, Ethan Leonard, the man on the line. Well, Tony, one thing we noticed during warm-ups tonight, and we knew this coming in, that Lutheran St. Charles was going to be very short-handed just in terms of number of bodies tonight. It's 26 on the roster, but I think we're under 20 in terms of how many are actually dressed tonight. Starting quarterback Santana Barnes is not going to play tonight as well. Meaning a wide receiver, Connor Harrison, is going to shift over and play quarterback. It might be, we were talking in pregame, they've got athletes, and you can see it during warm-ups, but just basically the whole team's going to play both ways tonight.
Yeah, and right out the gate, you're not really favored in that sense if you only have about 17 or 20 guys dressed, which I was trying to do the number counting just like you were. Certainly a surprise when you think about a team like Jefferson City, if we were to compare simply the number of guys wearing helmets on this side versus the far side. So, of course, that's going to be a big limitation for the Cougars. We'll see how they're able to handle Jeff City.
Well, again, Lutheran St. Charles comes in 1-7 on the season. They're Class 4 school. Their one win came against Madison, Illinois, a Class 1 school across the Mississippi River. They won 48-28 back in week 3, but a lot of really good programs on the schedule this year. 7-1, Cahokia, Illinois, whose only loss was to Lift for Life, who's down the road tonight to take on the Helias Catholic Crusaders. They lost to Hannibal, again 7-1, whose only loss this year is to the Helias Catholic Crusaders. They lost to SLO High. Most everybody loses to SLO High, it feels like. They lost at Gateway, who's 8-0 in Class 4. They lost to Kelly, and they lost by 2 touchdowns to Miller Career Academy, who will actually be on the Capital City schedule next year. That'll be the Cavaliers' Week 9 game here in Jefferson City next year. But Jeff City comes in 3-5 overall, 2-5 finish in the CMAC this year. And again, it will be Lutheran St. Charles to kick things off tonight. The Jays will receive. And this is number 58, Noah Shaw, set to kick things off for Lutheran St. Charles, who will go right to left as you see it in their white tops and blue and silver pants. Line drive kick is out of bounds, and a flag right out of the gate will set the Jays up at the 35-yard line. Man in the backfield in that pink is Zavion Finney, and we'll again talk about him a lot as the night moves along, nearing the school record in single-season carries. We'll see if he gets that tonight. Doesn't get it here. It's Zach Barnes on the end around. Across the 40, 45, 50. Cross midfield, knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Big pickup right away for the Jays, who go from the 35 all the way to the 45. It is Finney off the left side, 35, 30. Scoots his way outside. He's at the 20, 15. Stiff arm the man. Ripped down and out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Big pickup for Finney. Spotted at the 6. Pickup of 31 for Finney on the ground.
Yeah, and here you go with the Jays, as you mentioned, running tempo, trying to get on the ball quickly.
All the way down to the 6. Flip to Barnes, and he is into the end zone. A quick touchdown for Jefferson City, just a minute and 10 in. Give up Wilson to Barnes on the flip, and it's 6-0 Jays.
And the Jays are going to identify the playmakers really quick. All year it's kind of been these guys, but we think about Finney getting the rock. You got Zach Barnes having touched the ball twice on that drive. Those are the guys that are going to make real impacts along with Alex Wilson this game.
4-play, 65-yard drive took all of 1 minute and 10 seconds. Jays snap it, going to go for 2. Wilson off the right side, untouched, into the end zone for an easy 2-point conversion. And just like that, the Jays lead it 8-0. A minute 10 in. We'll step aside and be back with more right after this. This is the MidMoSports Online High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by the Dotson and Waters Law Firm. Taking on Lift for Life Charter, a Class 3 school who's ranked 3rd in the state. This kickoff returned to the 33 and out across the 40, so a decent little return. Senior lines up at quarterback. He is a wide receiver turn quarterback tonight after the injury to their starter, Santana Barnes. And that carry goes to Leo Mueller. He picks up 1.
Yeah, just kind of looking at the Cougars here. I mean, they've got some keys to this game. Hopefully the Cougars see what they can do.
Snap back. Harrison's going to throw. Across the middle, it's tipped and almost intercepted. Hunter Vieth got his hand on that one. And it brings up 3rd and long for the Cougars.
Yeah, good awareness there from Vieth, being able to get that left paw on it. You got the quarterback there for the Cougars. Connor Harrison thrown in a double coverage there. But
Harrison actually played quarterback in this game last year and had a couple of throws. Goes deep this time into single coverage. Peebles was his intended target. And no flag. It'll be incomplete. Wingrath was on coverage.
Yeah, Wingrath really kind of blanket coverage there on Peebles. Peebles almost made a little bit of a miraculous catch there.
9:04 to go in the first quarter. Jays already on top, 8-0. Wilson keeps it back and flips it out to Barnes. He's got first down yardage and more. Cuts it back at the 30. Taken down from behind out at the 33-yard line. But a pickup of about 11 gives the Jays 1st and 10 at the 33. So Wilson's back. Looks to punt. The Jays have triples out both sides. They're going to go for it. Here come the Jays. This is Barnes. He's got some room to run. 30, 35, across the 40, out to the 45, and they get the first down.
Extra effort there.
20-yard gain on 4th and long, 4th and 18. The Jays go for it from their own 25 and pick up 20. It smelled like fake all over it, but I just didn't want to believe it. That deep in their own end. And a timeout called by Lutheran St. Charles with 6:42 to go in the first quarter. We'll step aside with them and be back right after this on the MidMoSports Online High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by the Dotson and Waters Law Firm.
So to see the long pass every now and then is great for the Jays.
Hand off to Finney on 3rd and long. Bounces off a couple tacklers across the 50. He's across the 45 and picks up 14 down to the Cougar 43-yard line. So another long conversion on a late down keeps the drive alive for the Jays. Quickly they go. Off to Barnes. He's inside the 30. Down to the 20. Taking tacklers with him all the way to that 20-yard line. Pickup of 23 from Wilson to Barnes. This drive started at 9:43 in the quarter. It's getting close to the 5-minute mark on this drive alone. Hand off Finney. Cuts back inside. Down to the 5 before he goes down to an E. And goal from the 15-yard line. Handoffs to Finney off the left side. Stiff arms the one defender. Tries to pop outside of the 10. He's inside the 5. Reaches toward the end zone. He's in. Touchdown. Had to wait for the signal. Finney, 15-yard touchdown run. So it's 14-0 Jeff City, 4:38 to go in quarter number one. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and be back with more right after this on MidMoSports Online. Capped off by a 15-yard touchdown run by Finney. And Lutheran St. Charles brings us out to the 35, where it will start its second drive of the night. Went 3 and out on its first touch with the football. Well, Tony, it was, again, a lengthy drive,
but being able to convert, always a good thing.
Pass out to the far side is ripped down. This will be a 5-yard loss on the completion. Harrison goes out to Barn. Maybe new ball carrier in behind Harrison as well in the backfield. No numbers on the jerseys or on the sleeves or the side of the helmet, so it's a little tricky to see.
Blown up.
Absolutely destroyed. Amari Carter in the backfield had nowhere to go.
I think it's 6. What you got?
Yeah, Mosley first one in there on the tackle. Loss of 4 on that run to Carter. Yeah, we'll go 6 on that catch. Douglas, who went 3 and out quickly on their first possession and are half a mile to go here. Goes downfield, one-on-one coverage. It's knocked away. Great defense on the back end by Mekhi Walker.
Yeah, Pavi on the intended receiver there.
This is Harrison, the quarterback, wide receiver, punter, who boots it away. Wingrath picks it up at the 47. Across midfield, 40. Down the sideline, 15. Pushed down near the 20 is where they're going to say he went out of bounds. Good return by Wingrath. Brings it all the way down to the 17-yard line. And will set up a very short field for the Jays this time around. 2nd and 10 for the Jays from the Cougars 17-yard line. Handoff Finney. Runs into traffic and gets taken down at the 14-yard line. Tackled by Mayer again. Picks up 3. Already 85 yards on the ground for Finney on 10 carries. Wilson keeps it. Pitches to Barnes. He's inside the 15. Cuts it outside. Down inside the 5 before he's taken out at the 4.
There's real strong blocking down the field by Jeff City. It was kind of funny to watch Barnes just sort of weaving his way, looking to see where the hole could be made. The yards are picked.
Barnes picks up 13. Handoff to Finney off the right edge. Into the red end zone for a touchdown. Second of the night for Zavion Finney, and the Jays lead 20-0. 4 yards for Finney. Second score of the night. And with 1:55 to go in quarter number one, the Jays are up 20-0. Extra point try will this time be good from Stackman. And the Jays lead 21-0. Fans, IHOP of Jefferson City wants you to stack the score with free pancakes. Every touchdown tonight by either the Jays or the Crusaders down the road scores you free pancakes. Every Friday, we'll say Thursday night tonight. Thursday or Friday night after any of the MidMoSports Online Network home games, stop by IHOP, and we appreciate them partnering with us this year to help promote the student athletes in this area. This return out to the 33 before tackle made by Terrion Stoval. So with 1:49 to go in quarter number one, the Cougars come back out. Harrison keeps this one himself and gets some positive yards, picks up about 5. Tackled down by, William Logston was there. And Harrison gets 5, second down and 5.
Yeah, to be able to see that option there was really good for the Cougars. Just being at this point, you find yourself down 21-0, but in the sense of
nearing the end of the first quarter, just down the road, 7-6, Elias over Live for Life. Here's Harrison. He's got men in his face like crazy, and it's a sack. William Loxton there. Actually, that's 60. Jordan Fraction with the tackle. And it's a loss of 3 on the sack. Look like that Fraction before as well. The 5 and the 6 kind of bleed together there from up in the press box. But 3rd down and 8. And that will end the first quarter. Well, all Jays in quarter number 1. They lead 21-0. We'll be back with more right after this on MidMoSports Online. This is the high school football game of the week, brought to you by the Dotson and Waters Law Firm. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Wilson in that first quarter, 5 of 7 for 59 yards and a touchdown pass. Goes out, this is Wingrath, first catch of the night. He's across the field, made a nice move. Taken down by Carter, but not until he gets down to the 39-yard line. Jays pick up 21 and another first down.
Yeah, and for a guy who's listed as 5'8", 141, Zach Barnes, he's probably one of the toughest players to take down on the field.
Wilson outside, who else but Barnes again, inside the 30, still churning, he's down inside the 25.
And that fact I just stated still rings true.
Pick up a 14 to 10 from the Cougar 24. Hand off Finney off the right side, he jukes back, inside the 20, almost ran over the defender, picks up 8.
Yeah, no mistakes thus far for the Jays, and it doesn't look like they're in any mood to try. I know it's generally unwarranted, but
so this brings up 4th and 2. Jays tried to run it off the right side and did not get a yard, and they're quickly going to go for it here on 4th and very short.
4th and 2.
They go fast. It's Finney downhill, barely touched, inside the 5, tackled down at the 2. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's kind of been a surprise so far. You know, no doubt that the Jays are giving Finney the ball, but he was on the line. I think he was at least 6'8".
More conventional handoff to Finney this time. He is into the end zone for a touchdown. Finney scores it from 8 yards out. His 3rd touchdown run of the night. The Jays lead 27-0.
Yeah, Finney making it easy against the Cougars thus far. I know there's no assists in football, but hey, how about a little baby assist to Lucas Cooley? He still had to make the block.
He did. Shifted back and helped on that play.
No touchdown for Cooley in that sense, but they jumped off and didn't call it.
PAT is good. It's 28-0 Jeff City, 9:22 to go in quarter number 2. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and be back with more on the MidMoSports Online High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by the Dotson and Waters Law Firm. As you'd expect for a 28-0 game.
Yeah, looking at Jeff City, they've run 31 plays, 250 yards, and having resulted in now this 28-0 lead.
The ball was spotted at their own 34. Going deep. One-on-one coverage, almost intercepted. Great play defensively by Vieth to break it up against Peebles.
They gotta go. They got 4.
Play clock running down. Got it off right before time expired, and that play blown up in the backfield. It's like Jeff City knew what was coming, and that's going to be a loss of about 4. Wilson standing back at his 19-yard line, takes the snap. Screen pass, comes back the other way to Wingrath, makes the catch. 25, outside of the 30, he's got blockers. 40, oh, finally ripped down. Good hustle across field by Peebles to take Wingrath down, but not after he gains 21 on the screen, catch and run. First down, Jeff City.
Yeah, the Jays looking real effective.
Finney tried to go to the outside. Lutheran St. Charles, second straight carry for Finney that he's been bottled up on this drive. 18th carry of the night for Zavion Finney. So he is now the school record holder for single season carries. That was his 220th carry on the season, up to over almost 1,150 yards. on the ground this year. What a workhorse. It's Finney, across midfield, 45, 40, down to the 35 before it falls forward for a couple more yards. Down to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, when the Jays are really...
Once again, as we are inside 6 minutes in the quarter. Handoff this time to Barnes. 5, inside into the end zone. 4, touchdown. Barnes does it on the ground this time from 9 yards out. And the Jays lead 34-0.
They never know who's going to get the ball in terms of the backfield, be it Finney or Barnes. Nice little scamper in there from the senior.
5:55 to go in quarter number 2. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns for the Jays. And that's 5 pancakes for you at IHOP of Jefferson City tonight. Point after attempt is good. 35-0. Jeff City leads. 5:55 to go in quarter number 2. We'll step aside and be right back with more on MidMoSports Online. It was 35-0 when these two teams met here at Atkins Stadium this week a season ago. Big hit again, but Harrison completes the pass that time. Complete across the 45. And Harrison took an absolute lick in the backfield by Azuara. 12-yard pass was complete. Handoff goes to Carter.
But maybe that kind of works here in the Cougars' favor. You think about being able to just kind of slow things down. You're at least seeing productivity at this point on this drive. Make sure everybody knows what they're doing. A lot of checks over to the sideline.
A district first-round game against Camdenton most likely next week right here at Atkins Stadium. Wilson, pass complete. Who else? Barnes. First down, yardage and more. From the 33 to the 47. Picks up 14. Wilson up to 144 through the air. Barnes over 100 receiving.
9 receptions, 11 points. Surely PPR. We're looking at 20 points so far. Let's go.
Finney across midfield down to the 40. Picks up 13 and another Jays first down.
I think I'd want Finney though if I had to choose between the two.
I think that's
in regards to the fantasy football.
It's your fantasy game winner, 153 yards and match.
No, we're just loaded.
Wilson going deep this time. He's got Wingrath down at the 10. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. 40 yards. Wilson to Wingrath. And the Jays lead 41-0. 2:33 to go in the second quarter.
Great display of arm strength there and accuracy from Wilson to be able to find Wingrath. Easy walk-in for the Jays.
Extra point is up, and it is good. 42-0. All Jays tonight. 2:33 to go in the second quarter. We'll step aside and be back with more right after this on MidMoSports Online. This game of the week brought to you by the Dodson & Waters Law Firm. This is that strategy.
And maybe I don't understand, so much of the strategy.
Limiting any chances of a return and nothing going here. Looked like a new ball carrier. That was Carter, who tackled well in the backfield and is going to lose 5.
Yeah, it's to that previous point, for all we know, granted, it's the first time, I'll be honest, I've seen Lutheran St. Charles play football, but having a return man that potentially is dangerous.
Spread formation, 5 receivers for the Cougars. Harrison goes out. This is caught by Peebles, who tries to get out of the tackle and is held up just long enough by Redcay for reinforcements to arrive. And they pick up 6 from Harrison to Peebles. So this half is potentially far from over. Oh, the snap goes by. Harrison gonna have to try to get rid of it. Just airs it out downfield. It's intercepted by Barnes. It almost works like a punt anyway. And the Jays will take over in Cougar territory. Tony, you watched warm-ups and you called it before the game. You said long snapping might be a problem for the Cougars tonight.
Yeah, and just the very little I did see.
The Jays will kick off at least to start the second half. 7 on the play clock. Handoff, new ball carrier. That's number 44, Sylas Stegeman. He has a first down to the 26-yard line. Gain of 11.
And the Jays, I mean, if they're able to find the gaps like that, then there's no telling what they'll do to kind of end this first half. Clock running.
I don't know that Jeff City is... They're not putting the foot on the pedal, it doesn't feel like here. Another handoff to Stegeman up the middle. He's got some running room, though. Inside the 15. Cuts it back at the 10, down inside the 5.
And that's one of those deals, again, the Cougars, if they're going to try and stop them, they got to literally do that.
Stegeman picks up 21. 9 seconds on the clock. The clock is wound. Here comes Jeff City. Handoff again to Stegeman. Goes off the right side. Plows his way down. And he is stopped at about the half-foot line. So Stegeman needed 9 and got about 8.5.
You could tell he was hungry for that touchdown.
Well, now, first carry, I believe, of the season. First drive for Stegeman. Picks up 40 yards on the ground, and the Jays come up about a yard short as Eric Thomas, not any interest in using any of his timeouts, leading 42-0 at the half. 3 first half touchdowns for Zavion Finney, 1 through on the ground and 1 through the air for Zach Barnes, 1 through the air for Tanner Wingrath, and a couple of touchdown passes for Alex Wilson, 184 yards through the air, 25 yards of offense for the Cougars, who find themselves down 42-0 at the half, expired at the end of the first half. Jefferson City unofficially 45 plays, 421 yards of offense in that first half. On the flip side for Lutheran St. Charles, 25 yards of offense on 22 plays for the Cougars in the first half. As we are ready to go for some second half action. The Jays set to kick it off. Stackman, who put it out of bounds twice in the first half, does not do so this time. It's bobbled at the 30 as Douglas tries to go across the field. Now comes back. Benefits from a block in the back, and will get it out to the 35-yard line. A whole lot of running to get 5 yards. And looking ahead toward districts for them. Ball is lost on the exchange, and Jeff City's got it. Recovered by DeAngelo Frazier. He found himself in the right place at the right time. Handoff loses 3 yards, and the Jays take over. Hands off to Stegeman, who ran hard at the end of the first half and plowed his way down to the 31, picks up about 4.
Yeah, I think Stegeman, he was the guy that was running the ball towards the end of the half and almost found himself into pay dirt. But he had been playing both sides of the ball. So really, it's like we're trying to stop a linebacker now. There with those pumps.
Quick pass to the slot, that's completed. And riding his way out to a first down, picks up 11. That's Colin McLean. First down for the Cougars. Harrison going deep, and that is intercepted by Jefferson City. Grabbed by number 26, Dashawn Jones. Stoval again. He's past the 25. He's got first down yardage and more. Big run by Stoval. Out beyond the 35, taken down at the 39-yard line. Stoval picks up 18.
To point out, Stoval had some really great strides there. Only seemed to have been taken a few strides here or there and was able to pick that up like it was no problem.
Handoff for Jeff City, picks up 2.
Students, if you need a ride home, would you please?
Ball carrier is Kevon Sincleair.
If you need a ride home, would you please make arrangements to get home?
Who picks up a couple.
Students who need them.
This is Stoval out to the 48. He's going to be about a yard short, picks up 7.
Yeah, good run there from Stoval. Been able to bounce inside then outside. Gets the Jays really close to that first down.
3rd down and 1, and that will be the end of quarter number 3. No score from either team in the quarter. We're headed to the 4th. It's all Jefferson City tonight. They lead 42-0. Back with more right after this on the MidMoSports Online High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by the Dodson & Waters Law Firm. 3 down linemen for the Jays. They bring one more to try to make Harrison into it. And the pass is dropped. Hit the receiver in the hands. It would have been a first down. But Douglas unable to hold on, and the Cougars turn it over on downs for the second time. A little shovel pass is completed. That's number 29, Michael Kamra from Stackman. So strike started at the JC 30-yard line, and that's a catch and run of 14 yards from Stackman to Kamra. It looked like the Cougars were trying to set a screen up. Goes downfield, and it's tipped away by the Jays defense. Looked like Stegeman in on the coverage. Been going on offense to get into the postseason on the bit of momentum. Harrison downfield, and it's broken up. Well defended. Deep by number 82, Honor Moss, who broke that play up. Almost forced 4th down.
Almost had a Moss moment there if he was able to actually bring that in the way that it was coming in. The receiver making kind of that jump catch opportunity would have had him over the defender, but
ball's at the JC 27-yard line. 1:18 to go. Harrison pump fakes once. Got plenty of time. Flips it out, and it is incomplete. Big hit delivered by Elijah Walker to make sure that Pavia couldn't come down with it. I don't think he was going to anyway, but big hit right at contact. Jay's trying to pitch another shutout. Harrison gets away. He's going to run this time. Spins out of another tackle. Inside the 15, runs out of bounds. Harrison picks up 12, but they're going to have to hurry to get another play off with the clock running out of bounds. Doesn't stop the clock. 15 seconds. Cougars trying to break the shutout. They've got timeouts. You could use them. Over the middle, it's incomplete.
That's going to be the ball game.
And that is the game. And the ball game comes to a close. 42-0. The Jays end the regular season with an exclamation point and a shutout here at home. Their second shutout of the year. Sullivan and Lutheran St. Charles get held scoreless by the Jay defense into 2025 regular season. So we'll see how the playoffs shake out for them as well. But the Jays, 4-5 overall, likely locked into that number 4 seed in the district. Let's run down the numbers really quickly. 449 yards of offense for the Jays tonight. 198 through the air, 251 on the ground. Zavion Finney, 153 yards. 21 carries and 3 touchdowns. Zach Barnes with 4 carries for 39 yards and a touchdown, and 9 catches for 112 yards and a touchdown. Tanner Wingrath, 3 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. And Alex Wilson, 12 of 16 through the air for 184 yards and 2 scores for the Jay offense that scored on its first 6 possessions of the night to build the 42-0 lead, and then just put it in coast the rest of the way, and gave a lot of opportunities to second and third string throughout the whole second half. Tony, appreciate you tagging on tonight. A wonderful evening from Atkins Stadium as the Jays go 42-0 over Lutheran St. Charles. Again, for Tony Mariani, I'm Tyler Madsen. MidMoSports Online, we still have coverage tonight of Elias Catholic and Live for Life. Tomorrow night, Dick Aldrich and Ed Martin will have coverage of Blair Oaks against Southern Boone to close out our regular season live, free, and professional coverage all year long, brought to you here on Facebook. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you in the playoffs coming up next week. Have a wonderful night.